Ever found yourself questioning your abilities or feeling like a fraud? This is a sentiment far too many of us are familiar with. It's the nagging voice of self-doubt that creeps in, whispering that we're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. It's a phenomenon often referred to as imposter syndrome, a term which encapsulates the feeling of being a phony, of being undeserving of your own success. Now, it's important to understand that these feelings aren't reserved for the unsuccessful or the underachievers. In fact, self-doubt and imposter syndrome are universal, affecting individuals across all walks of life, regardless of their levels of achievement. From the high school student doubting their ability to pass an exam, to the CEO questioning their competence to lead a multinational corporation, no one is immune. While it may seem as though you're the only one grappling with these feelings, rest assured, you're not alone. Even some of the world's most successful people have battled with self-doubt. The likes of Albert Einstein, Maya Angelou, and even Facebook's Sheryl Sandberg have all expressed feelings of being an imposter at various points in their careers. But here's the good news. Overcoming self-doubt is not a mythical feat. It's a process, one that requires time, patience, and the right strategies. It's about learning to challenge those negative thoughts, to practice self-compassion, and to seek support when needed. It's about understanding that it's okay to have these feelings, but it's not okay to let them hold you back. So as we delve into this topic, remember, self-doubt and imposter syndrome are not reflections of your actual abilities or worth, but rather, they're distortions of your self-perception. They're the manifestations of fear and uncertainty, not objective truths about your capabilities. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Many successful people have experienced these feelings and have learned to overcome them. As we embark on this exploration together, let's commit to challenging our self-doubt, to embracing our worth, and to celebrating our successes, no matter how big or small they may be. So, what exactly is self-doubt, and why does it occur? Self-doubt, in essence, is a lack of faith in one's abilities, skills, or decisions. It's like a nagging voice in your head, consistently questioning your worth and capability. This voice can be loud and persistent, often leading to feelings of inadequacy, fear, and paralysis. Now you may wonder, where does this voice come from? The roots of self-doubt are often tangled in a complex web of fear and insecurity. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not living up to expectations. These can all fuel the flames of self-doubt. Insecurity, too, plays a major role. Insecurities about our abilities, our worth, or our place in the world can trigger doubts about our capacity to succeed. But it's not just our internal fears and insecurities that feed self-doubt. External factors, such as societal pressures and personal expectations, can significantly contribute to these feelings of uncertainty. We live in a world that prizes success, achievement, and perfection, and when we compare ourselves to these lofty standards, it's easy to feel inadequate. Moreover, our personal expectations can also be a breeding ground for self-doubt. We often set high standards for ourselves, and when we fall short, doubt can creep in. We start to question our abilities and our worth, and this can lead to a cycle of self-doubt and self-criticism that can be hard to break. But here's the thing, understanding these root causes is the first step towards overcoming self-doubt. By recognizing the sources of our doubts, we can begin to challenge and change them. We can start to question the validity of these doubts and the beliefs that underpin them. We can start to replace these negative narratives with more positive and empowering ones. And most importantly, we can begin to believe in ourselves again. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Understanding the source of your self-doubt is the first step in your journey towards self-confidence. How can you combat the negative thoughts that fuel your self-doubt? An effective strategy is cognitive reframing, a psychological technique that can help you challenge and overcome self-limiting beliefs. Imagine your mind as a picture frame. The picture inside the frame is your reality, and the frame itself represents your perception of that reality. Now, what if you could change the frame? Would it change the picture? Absolutely. That's cognitive reframing in a nutshell. It's about changing the frame, or in other words, your perspective, to change your experience of reality. Let's consider an example. Say you've been telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," a thought that fuels self-doubt and imposter syndrome. In cognitive reframing, you challenge this thought. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? What evidence do I have to support it? You may realize that this thought is not entirely true, or at least it's not serving you well. Once you've challenged the negative thought, the next step is to replace it with a positive affirmation. Instead of, "I'm not good enough," you might say, "I am capable and I am learning." This new thought is not only more positive, but it also encourages growth and self-improvement. But cognitive reframing is not a one-time fix. It's a practice, a habit that needs to be cultivated. Like a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So make it a part of your daily routine. When you wake up in the morning, challenge a negative thought. When you're on your lunch break, replace it with a positive affirmation. Before you go to bed at night, reflect on how this practice has influenced your day. And remember, this technique is not about denying reality or ignoring negative experiences. It's about choosing a perspective that empowers you and promotes positivity. After all, our thoughts have a powerful impact on our emotions, behaviors, and ultimately our lives. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality. Choose them wisely. What role does self-compassion play in overcoming self-doubt? An intriguing question indeed. For many, self-compassion is a foreign concept, often mistaken for self-pity or self-indulgence. But in truth, it's a critical component of personal growth and self-esteem building. It's the gentle voice within that says, "It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to be you." Self-compassion is the act of treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding we would extend to a dear friend. It's acknowledging our worth and accepting our imperfections, not as flaws, but as facets of our unique human experience. It's about being patient with ourselves, as we would with a loved one who's learning and growing. But how do we practice self-compassion? Well, first and foremost, it begins with self-awareness. It's about recognizing our inner critic when it rears its head and gently reminding ourselves that it's okay not to be perfect. Each of us is a work in progress, and that's perfectly fine. Secondly, self-compassion involves mindful self-talk. Instead of harshly criticizing ourselves for our mistakes or shortcomings, we can choose to speak to ourselves with kindness and understanding. This might sound like, "I made a mistake, but that doesn't define me. I'm learning and growing, and that's what truly matters." Lastly, practicing self-compassion means allowing ourselves to feel and express our emotions without judgment. It's about giving ourselves permission to be human, to experience the full range of emotions, and to know that it's okay not to feel okay all the time. It might sound simple, but practicing self-compassion can be a powerful tool in overcoming self-doubt. It allows us to silence our inner critic, to embrace our worth, and to move forward with confidence and resilience. Remember, self-compassion isn't about ignoring our faults or failures. It's about acknowledging them, learning from them, and being kind to ourselves throughout the process. It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we would extend to a dear friend. Self-compassion is not a luxury, but a necessity in your journey towards self-confidence. Why is seeking support from others crucial in overcoming self-doubt? Now, this is a question we should all ponder. We humans are intrinsically social beings. We thrive on connections, interactions, and shared experiences. In the face of self-doubt, these connections become even more vital. It's all too easy to get lost in the labyrinth of our thoughts, especially when those thoughts are tinged with self-doubt. That's when the voices of friends, family, or professionals can serve as a lighthouse, guiding us back to safer shores. They can provide a fresh perspective, a different lens through which to view our problems, our fears, and our insecurities. Imagine you're climbing a mountain, and you slip. You're dangling, your grip weakening. In that moment, wouldn't you reach out for a helping hand? Self-doubt is much the same. It's a mountain that we sometimes slip on. And when we do, reaching out to others can be the difference between a fall and a successful ascent. Your support network can provide encouragement, reassurance, and motivation. They can remind you of your strengths when you're too focused on your perceived weaknesses. They can rekindle your self-belief when it's dwindling. They can pull you up when you're feeling down. A mentor or a coach, for instance, can provide guidance and insights drawn from their own experiences. They can offer strategies and techniques that have proven effective. They can help you navigate the rocky terrain of self-doubt with a roadmap that's been tried and tested. Friends and family, on the other hand, can offer emotional support. They can listen without judgment, comfort without patronizing, and motivate without pressure. They can be your cheerleaders, your confidants, your pillars of strength. So whether it's a friend's encouraging words, a mentor's insightful advice, or a family member's comforting presence, support from others can be a powerful weapon in your arsenal against self-doubt. Remember, you don't have to face self-doubt alone. Reach out to others for support, because sometimes the journey to conquering self-doubt isn't a solitary one. It's a journey that we can and should share with others. So, how can you start overcoming self-doubt today? Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've explored. Begin by understanding your self-doubt, then reframe those negative thoughts into positive affirmations. Practice self-compassion, being kind to yourself as you would to a dear friend. And don't hesitate to seek support. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. These steps are your tools, your allies in this journey. Overcoming self-doubt is a journey, not a destination. Start your journey today and see how far you can go.